Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. If you've got questions for Coach Reeve, please raise your hand and we'll get started. I was going to say, seeing none. Doug Feinberg, we'll start with you and then go to Roger Cleveland.
Hey, Coach, good to see you.
Hi, Doug.
So it seems here that there's much more quality on men's and women's side. You guys are playing the same arenas this time around as opposed to 2016. And you actually, the women have the last game, the gold medal games on that Sunday. Is that a good sign for women's basketball internationally, that there's more equality now than there was maybe 4 years ago?
Yeah, I think so. There's been a lot of people that have worked very, very hard, for there to be movement. And so I think this is probably one way that it's being shown. So, shout out to all those that have, kind of hung in there and, have kind of fought the fight and got to where we are at this point for the 2020 Olympics.
Roger Cleveland, and then we'll go to Tyler Bronski and then Michelle Vopel.
Hi, Cheryl. I just wanted to ask you about how far along Nafisa Collier has come the last 2 years and what kind of a role can she play with this team?
Yeah, Fee's been, just really special from the I won't say that from the first day because her training camp wasn't very good, but I'll say from her first game with the Lynx, she's just evolved throughout those 2 years. She literally, anything we ask her to do, she'll do it. I think with regard to this particular national team, she has a skill set that, that you can trust what she's going to do when she gets in the game. A trustworthy player has great value. Dawn has history with Fee. Fee does winning things when she comes in the game. She's going to move on offense. She's going to play with length on defense. She's going to get you possessions at both ends. And so those are things that you expect with players off the bench is, you're not going to get a lot of time if you're in Fee's case. So, in the minutes that you do get, the ways that you can be productive come very, very naturally for Fee. So I'm excited for her as we get started on Tuesday.
Jen Rosati said that she's really excited to be on the bench for the first time for the Olympic team. Can you just talk about what she can add to this team as well?
Yeah, Jen's been a part of USAB for a long time, a lot longer than I have. And she's seen a lot. She's contributed a lot. She's helped select various teams. So, it's great that she has an opportunity to be on the bench for the national team in the Olympics. And, she has great knowledge about a lot of these teams. And I think like all of us, Jen has a mentality for being able to scout an opponent, prepare a game plan, offer input. So she's very confident in all those areas.
And Tyler, we'll go to you next.
Going back to the Nafisa question, on a personal note, what's it been like for you to kind of experience her first Olympics together and you guys just to go through this as a group?
Yeah, it's really special. Sil's, this is just my second time with Sil, but Sil's nearing the end and for Nafisa, it's her first one. So they're both very, very special. And I feel so fortunate to have a chance to, get a really good seat to be able to watch them compete. Fee has been a player that I think just kind of eyes wide open and looking around. And this is really going to benefit her, when it's all said and done. The level of play that she's going to see, just the journey of going with these players that have already been here. So watching, Sil and Sue and Diana and just kind of how they do things. So incredibly valuable. And it means a lot to be here with her. And I give her just a little taste of home. I yell at her occasionally, just yell out her name so she feels comfortable. And that's been effective for her.
And Michelle Vopel, you're up next.
Yeah, Coach Reeve, I wonder if you could maybe talk about what leadership qualities you see in Dawn, as a fellow coach that makes her successful. She has obviously a different personality than a Gino or even like you, but what do you see that makes her successful? I'm sorry.
What are you trying to say?
I didn't mean that in a bad way.
No, I
it's
know.
just a little bit different.
Of course you didn't. No, I think, for that's kind of probably the neat thing about this when you get to see as many games as you do when you get older and you've been in the game for 30 plus years is, there's more than one way of doing things. And, you just pointed out, that, coaches have different techniques but the ones that are successful, I have found, have an ability to connect with players. And, Dawn prides herself on that. Dawn is somebody that recognizes what a player needs. She has a pulse on if it's a young player, maybe they need a little more patience in the way that she coaches them, or here at the Olympics, she's been through it. She's been, somebody that was cut by USA Basketball. Somebody that's come off the bench. She's been, somebody that's been in the thick of things, and so she's kind of run the gamut, and that's just really, really valuable for all of these players that she's actually gone through exactly what they're going through at one point or the other. So she's very in tune to what players need, and obviously has a good handle X and O wise. And so I think that's probably what I would say that her greatest strength is her ability to connect with the players.
You talk about players, who were cut, which Dawn experienced. You had a couple of, I would say, great players who never got a chance to play in the Olympics. It just didn't work out that they made an Olympic team, and Taj and Rebecca. Is that sort of maybe, I guess, sort of encapsulate how difficult it is to make a team? Because obviously these are two of the better post players in WNBA history, and it just never worked out that they made an Olympic team, even though they were involved with USA Basketball.
Yeah, that's the nature of this. I think that, USAB, every time they select a national team, you're not going to be able to bring every player that is talented and has, Rebecca Brunson has 5 rings, is now the second time all-time leading rebounder. It's just not possible, to be able to include all the great players. And so these are first world problems for USAB. That we have the depth of talent that we've had through the years. And but every time they select a team, I don't care what level, what age, there's a lot of really good players that didn't make the final cut. And that's just kind of, it doesn't mean that, that they don't value the contributions of someone like Taj Williams Franklin or Rebecca Brunson. Like you said, it just didn't happen.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And again, if you've got questions, please raise your hand, and we'll go next to Rafiq Lewison.
Hey, Coach, I just want to ask you, how does it feel to be part of the coaching staff for Team USA?
Well, it's really exciting. I feel like a vet. This is my second go around, and I'm a little more comfortable than the first time, and you know what to expect, and we've scouted these teams, and so I think that we're as close to a well-oiled machine as you could get in terms of our comfort level with one another, and but it never gets old. This is not something I'll ever take for granted, and I feel really fortunate, and we're going to do everything we can to support Dawn to help us get this goal.
And as often as you've been coaching Sylvia Fowles in the FISA collar, during the Minnesota Lynx days, how effective will it be for USA to get another gold medal in this year's Olympics?
Yeah, I didn't catch the first part, Rafiq. What did you say about Fee and Sil?
Yes, I'm asking you, as long as you've been coaching them during the Minnesota Lynx days, how effective will that chemistry be for Team USA to win gold in the Olympics this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's 12 players that we're trying to blend together, and we have 3 from one team, a couple from another. That's kind of the fun of this, that there is chemistry with those players. So it can only help, and I you see that throughout the 12 players. Ultimately, chemistry with everyone is the mission, and I think we've really grown in that area.
Appreciate your insight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll close out with Jim Suhan.
What's up, Jim?
Cheryl, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hey, so you're in a boat in Rio, and now you're in a massive sea where you really can't go out. What are those two experiences been like?
Very different. Very different, Jim. Just the fresh air we get when we leave the hotel to get on the bus or leave the arena, and we have a few minutes to sit outside and get some vitamin D. Very different experiences. It is what it is. I think everybody's kind of talked about, it's unfortunate, and but we have to deal with the task at hand, and and, we'll all be okay. We have a tennis court that, we could get outside and get some fresh air. So there's, it's all what you make of it, and we're gonna make the best of it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Bye, Jim. Bye, everybody.